Speaking of great sets, holy... No, finish it. Finish it.
Soost sass lol.
All right.
So this is round 3 now.
Nice.
Hey.
I love seeing AZ specifically because I'm a Wolf fan, and we don't have too many Wolves in this region. Honestly, not even in the South. Now I think about it.
It's true.
And up against Chef, you know this is going to be a banger set. Star Fox characters go so hard.
I mean, this is like everybody's dream, right? Everybody wants to watch Spacey's battle, no matter what game it is.
Right.
And, I mean, here it is all the more sick. And this is going to be a lot of fun because AZ has some of that, like, really crispy, clean, super good Wolf movement that I love to see that you just can't get with almost any other character.
Yeah.
And Chef is like, I don't care about your movement. If you mess up even a little bit, you take 80.
I'll kill you. Oh, trying to interrupt the side B, but a little bit too slow. Chef, although not the one to be known as the slow on the trigger type of person. Down smash also intangible, so great option.
Dude! Off of the missed tech on the platform too, and Chef really had nowhere to go. Like, best case scenario, he rolls in there and he still eats a sour spot back here and gets off stage, but that was a, like, that's not even a setup from AZ. That was just like, I recognize him.
That was definitely tipper.
No, I'm saying that was the sour spot's the best case scenario for Chef.
Right.
He did not get the best case scenario.
No, not at all. And AZ was so quick with that, too. You can tell he's put time into Wolf, seen the weird interactions. F-tilt, absolutely patrolling the space in front of him.
Man, dude, AZ's, like, reactions are so good, right? Like, when you, like, make a difference in the space between what he is originally trying to control, he adapts to that so quickly, so well. But that right there, that's not something he can react to. Does get right back on with that Wolf Flash. Chef, is he going to have the distance to make it back? Yes, just barely.
Yeah, okay. Back to the neutral. Chef with a high commitment. AZ took advantage of it and right back into stock starter. Ooh, eats the big gun.
Oh my goodness. And again, AZ with those movement mix-ups. And I love that he's mixing up whether or not he's fastballing with these aerials too, just to mess up that timing a little bit. It's gotten him a couple of openings where Chef was just shielding, but he caught him dropping it. And those are the kinds of mix-ups that are best as a Wolf player. AZ making it back, but no down air. This should be a stock for Chef. AZ misspacing it. Regardless, it turns out as it probably would have anyways.
All right, trying to get back to stage is Chef. Laser interrupting. Still no luck on that down smash.
AZ's either gonna have to... Ooh.
Yeah, be careful. No jump. Definitely the worst position you can be in. Rolling, still surviving, though.
Again, like, AZ just has such a firm control of the timing of this game, but take one hit, it could go very far. Chef's got one more chance to get back into this one, and one is all he needs. That's a big whip from AZ.
No way. Look at all this momentum back in Chef's corner. Speaking of corner, now he is in said spot. Dash attack gonna take it. Finally finding the move that would beat out the Phantasm. Chef's down a game, but it was, you know, kind of close getting to the end. Chef was finding the momentum switch. AZ was losing some of that steam, which can happen. I've noticed looking at that game one, AZ has such great, like you said, movement within, like, right in that roll mid-range, and he's always covering that with, like, different moves. You know, the fair, the nair, or just really threatening the grab or the F-tilt. And Chef doesn't have, like, control over that spot, you know, so it's so hard for him to get in. He's got, like, down tilt, you know, but he really has to commit, so it becomes really hard for him to make those kind of risks. You've got to force AZ to make the mistakes, and he's just, I feel like the way Chef plays, instead of pressuring people by movement, he's always throwing the hitboxes out or you know, trying to get the combos, which is great. But AZ's not going to give that up.
I think what you really need to have to be able to do that is control of the timing of the game, right? Like the pace at which you're throwing out moves or how your opponent is, you know, mixing up those approaches and everything. But you're almost never going to do that against AZ. His movement is super clean. Wolf has that great aerial drift, and he's got some good lingering hitboxes that can contest Falco as well. So, I mean, going into this game too, right, Chef has got to find a way to be able to wrestle that away from AZ. And so far, I mean, he's gotten his one hit, and he has taken it to the tune of 91.
AZ here, the opportunity to respond. Oh, even very disciplined on the punish. Notice he wasn't going to get there in time. And still coming out with a little bit of sunshine in the darkness. Yeah, see, so look at this. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know, AZ has, whoa, gotten his ass whooped. AZ,
that's true.
AZ has such firm control of that mid-range that every time Chef picks an option, you know, it's really like a 50-50 of, you know, you made the right choice or you're getting punished. But you have to play that game.
That is where AZ does suffer as a player sometimes, though, is that he does like to play a lot of those kind of like 50-50, or sometimes he likes to skew it into his favor, like kind of 80-20 a lot of the times. That was a great Wolf Flash as well, by the way. This just might turn out to be the stop.
Oh my! Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it.
He takes it.
It was very close.
But I forgot what I was saying. And it doesn't matter anyways, because Chef just taking that stock immediately up tilt the back air. Nothing fancy needed. Looking like he is right back into the set two, putting that pressure on AZ's shield. But again, right, sometimes that patience really pays off for AZ. Need to find him landing back down onto stage, and soon, or else Chef is just going to roll him over.
Roll is exactly the word I would use. What a big punish. And just for a slight overcommitment from AZ, trying to chase him in the air a little bit too hard. Big commitment from Chef, but still, look at when you've got this stock lead, you can really just do whatever you like. Unfortunately, that is not on the list of things you'd like.
Chef really needs to not find those situations as often, right? Which again, AZ's really good at setting them up, and hold on a second. These early percents can go to such a long distance as Wolf. 47 is nothing to sneeze at. Now, I mean, this could be Shine Flash range.
Shine Flash, I think Nair Flash also. But if it's going to happen, it's going to be in the third game, because second game is going to Chef. Such a clean wall jump back in.
And I feel like that game, AZ just did not have the space to move around, right? Part of that is on the stage being small battlefield. And again, kind of like I was talking about earlier, that he is very good at keeping in mind all of the moves that he has in his arsenal. Does a great job of mixing up a lot of those moves, mixing up the timing, all of that. But sometimes he mixes it up when he doesn't really need to, right? Like, there are times where you just kind of hammer away with a really good thing 2 or 3 times in a row. But AZ's kind of always changing it up. And it seems like sometimes that does get him into trouble because he kind of keep playing those 50-50s.
Just need to find the one groove that was working and rely on that a couple of more times. I mean, you know, I completely agree with you. You know what's difficult about that, though, is being wrong against Chef is such a tax.
Yeah.
Right? Because you've really got to pay for that mistake. And it can be slight mistakes, you know?
Yeah.
And also, now that I'm thinking about it, AZ has or doesn't have access to one of his strongest conditioning tools because of Falco's Shine, Reflector, whatever we call that thing.
One of the things that Wolf loves to do to change up the pace of the match, especially when he feels like he needs a second, is go to that mid to long range, shoot a couple of lasers, force your opponent to approach, and then he can build a couple of reads off of there.
Right.
You know, but again, like that long range does not belong to you in this matchup. We'll see game 3 goes to Town and City. Definitely, I mean, a good Chef stage, but AZ obviously gets a whole lot out of this as well, as long as he can get those combos started. But right now, that is all Chef. He's got the ledge trap too. Trying to find a way to land now. All of a sudden, things turn down.
Chef has got a great start right here. 37% is such a low number when you're playing against Wolf. Doesn't have a lot of confirms. These combos are not going to be fantastic. So the neutral is where AZ is going to have to start shining in, forcing the laser, trying to force the mid-range stage control.
Ooh, laser for laser, and I love that B reverse as well. Again, like AZ's movement is just so shiesty.
Oh, normally I think that would be a spot where AZ would pull the trigger.
Well, and he tried to as well, but he committed a little bit too early to jumping up and trying to throw something out, then got caught up in the movement because he realized, oh, Chef rolled and I don't have anything to hit him big here because I'm in the air. Right, and sometimes that's a problem with Wolf players, is that you want to use that great aerial drift and good aerials in general to try to put on some pressure, but then you forget that staying on the ground is a great way to keep yourself limber and loose, but that is exactly what I'm talking about right there. It throws in the taunt as well? Okay.
Right. Okay, talk to him a little bit, AZ.
All he has is one word to say.
Oh,
sorry. Now he says.
He got a couple more now. He said, "No, speak up, speak up." Yo, you was talking earlier.
Chef getting all of the responses he wants to see right now. One full stock lead, and again, it seems like AZ starting to run out of a couple of those answers. Chef has gotten acclimated to that pace, and the spacing has even gotten so much better as well.
AZ having to throw out a lot of these commitments mean there's more opportunities for him to be wrong, and since Chef has such a heavy tax on mistakes, it can be very difficult for him to even find an opening that he believes in.
I mean, there were a couple of mistakes in the combo game as well. AZ not quite able to get the big hit he needed there. And again, I mean, you see, does a lot of these like empty hop dash backs looking for Chef to throw out something big and then get a punish in return. But you see a couple of these times Chef is like, okay, well, I don't need to advance. I can just like throw out a couple aerials here and not really give up anything.
Right. This lead is so important for Chef's victory right now. AZ's fighting to get it back. All right, it's just very difficult. You're nickel and diming, a lot of these throws and a lot of stage positioning. Okay, the F throw again. Opportunity, not the full dash in.
Ooh, that's reset on the platform too. Big opportunity for Chef.
Nice.
Love that recovery by AZ. Still though gonna have to find his way back. Another phenomenal recovery. Chef does get the tech, but it doesn't matter. Didn't have a good angle back to the stage. AZ bringing it to last stock, but is he going to be able to get anything off of it?
Chef nearly misses confirmed, so he's going to have to work a little bit harder. This can be difficult for Falco. Once you get into higher percents, it shifts the favor once again. That down tilt, though, sweet spot at the beginning will definitely do it. AZ into loser's bracket. It's hard. We were talking about how AZ is such a disciplined player, but when you have a lead, discipline can get thrown right out of the window.
Yeah.
You've got to shake and move, make things happen. Make big commitments, risk, and all that sort of jazz.
And that's something that AZ just doesn't do. Like,
yeah, not a lot
risks,
of.
Right? Very safe player. And I mean, you see it. We talked about, like, for example, those short hop tomahawks, right? Just trying to bait out some kind of reaction instead of trying to find some way to really